What is up, real estate family? This is Mr. W and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, if you are a real estate agent or if you are a real estate broker and you want to achieve two things, right? If you want to generate more leads and close more deals, then listen up, okay? So today's going to be very brief. I know I say this and then the video is like 20 minutes long. So I'm going to try the best I can to keep it as super and brief as possible, okay? So today, just going to talk about, whether you should go with Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising, because I got this question yesterday when I was consulting with a real estate agent who said that he was targeting more millennials within his market, and he just wanted to find out what is the difference between Facebook advertising and Instagram advertising, as well as is it worth it to focus only on Instagram advertising, and will that affect Facebook ads or vice versa, okay? So now here's the thing. Now I am shooting in another room, right? So I am close to the main road, so if you do hear some cars, apologies for that, but I'm just going to make sure that this video is just as short as possible, okay? So here's the thing. There's not really much of a difference. At the end of the day, you are the agent and you know where your market is situated, okay? I always say that you want to enter the conversation in your prospect's mind, and you also want to basically understand them to a point where you know where they hang out online, you know what they enjoy doing on weekends, you enjoy the kind of groups that they like, and participate in. You essentially want to, in a sense, become your customer or get into their shoes, walk a mile in their shoes, so you understand, what are their interests, what are they interested in, what are their pain points, what do they think about, what are their dreams, what are their hopes, what are their fears, what keeps them up at night. Once you know all of this information, it's so much easier to leverage that information and place that into your ads. And at the same time, using the right platform, right, or the right medium, the channel that is going to best distribute your message, okay? So now for certain people who want to strictly use Facebook advertising, that's perfect, okay? But now if you want to try and focus on Instagram advertising as opposed to Facebook advertising, to be honest, it really doesn't make much of a difference, because if you're wanting to target the millennials, more younger people, then I would suggest going with Instagram, but not to leave out Facebook, because although you might assume that your market is not on Facebook, you'd be so surprised at how many young people are still on Facebook. Okay, let me just move this real quick. So my main advice here is, one, just figure out where is your prospect online. Do they prefer going on Instagram? Do they prefer going on Facebook? Or do they prefer going on both? The best way you can figure this out is doing ads, right? Targeting Facebook, using Facebook and Instagram. So your ads will show up on the Facebook feed and Instagram feed. And then what you want to do from there onwards is analyze that data. Look at that data and then start seeing, okay, how many people are actually viewing my ads on Instagram and how many of them are actually opting in. Okay, now the online behaviors are quite inverted with Facebook and Instagram, because certain people opt in quicker on Instagram, certain people opt in quicker on Facebook. It varies, okay, and it also depends on the type of campaign that you're running. Now, if you're trying to target first-time buyers, Facebook and Instagram is perfect, okay? If you're maybe trying to get people who are sellers or motivated sellers, Facebook has always worked best. I'm not 100% sure about Instagram, even though we've looked at the data and we've seen that it really doesn't make much of a difference, okay? So the second thing that you want to look into is, once you've looked at the data, right? Now the next step is essentially looking at age groups, okay? Because I've also noticed that when we create ads on Facebook and Instagram, the older demographic, right, are more or less prevalent on Facebook, and then the younger demographic is on Instagram. But again, everything changes. We've noticed that the older demographic clicks more on Facebook. Why? Because some of our copy is long form, okay? Whereas with Instagram, we've noticed that there isn't too much clicks in a sense where it is long form copy. Again, it depends on your audience, your campaign. It entirely depends on how you do it, which is why I always say you want to test. Okay, you want to become a scientist. At the end of the day, you want to consistently tweak, experiment, play around with elements and see which of the formulas work well together, so that you have a robust strategy where you start getting more and more leads for your campaigns and for your database. Because at the end of the day, we are trying to build up a solid database. Without a solid database, then there's no purpose of us actually creating these ads, okay? Now, if you don't know the purpose of a database, I mean, I've spoken about it with all my videos. I'd say 80% of my videos. I've actually even got a couple of videos dedicated towards why you need to build up a database. But this is specifically looking at Facebook versus Instagram. Look, at the end of the day, Facebook owns Instagram. So you're still gonna get tremendous value from both. Okay, I would always say first look at the data. So test both, right? Test both ads. I mean, test both platforms when you're creating your ad. And that's what happens in the ads manager. So when you go towards the back end of Facebook advertising, you can decide and choose if whether you want to place your ad on Instagram or not. I always say use both, just so that you can see which one works best for you once you've analyzed the data. Because once you've analyzed the data, you can optimize it and start looking at, okay, I've seen that I was targeting 18 to 65-year-olds. Now I can see, oh, okay, 44 to 65-year-olds are looking at my ads. So that's when you'll be able to start looking at your back-end data, right? And you'll be like, okay, I actually thought that my initial clients, or people that would look at my ads, were around 18 to 65. I'm just giving it for an example, for the sake of creating an example. So then Facebook and Instagram will then give you the right data and tell you, okay, no, on Instagram you're obviously speaking to the older demographic, and Facebook you're also speaking to the older demographic. It varies, it depends. There really is no right or wrong answer. You just have to test, experiment, tweak, and just optimize and see which one works best for your campaigns, because every campaign is different. Instagram might work well in people who are based in New York City, while it might not work best for people who are based in Michigan. Like, it really does depend. So at the end of the day, my main answer here is that there is no right or wrong. You just want to create ads, and create both ads on both mediums, on both platforms. And then after that, look at the data afterwards and see which age group is actually opting in to your ads and in which area, just so that it helps you get a better idea of your ideal prospects, so that you can create better ads better suited for them. But I trust you guys got a lot of value from this, and I'll see you guys on the next video.